everyone, it's Melissa Phillips here with you today, and I'm sharing a card using my favorite paper tray ink supplies, including the Winter in the City stamps and dies, and Just Sentiments Warmth from Paper Tray Ink as well. I began using 3 of the tiny buildings in Winter in the City, stamping the first in soft lilac ink and adding a little bit of shading to one of the edges using some distress ink. The second house uses aqua mist with a little bit of darker shading around the edges using some distress ink as well. I like to get a really solid color on my dies, so I stamp them over and over again just to create that solid look. And this last little house uses pale peony and then a little bit of hibiscus burst on the edges to give it some shading. Then I have used the Soft Ridges, Love to Layer Soft Ridges die, the largest from this set, and some aqua mist ink, and then the snowflakes from Winter in the City to create a snowy background. Then I used the sidewalk from Winter in the City, stamped it in gray across the bottom of my card, and then I started building my scene from there. I began with the longest, tallest house, and then added the other 2 to the sides to create some balance. I then stamped the pine trees from Winter in the City. It comes with a large and a small size and little piles of snow that you can add in a different shade if you want. I just left mine blank bare so that it resembled snow. And then the bare branch trees from Winter in the City were added next. There's 2 different shapes of these as well. And then I started adding them to my scene after stamping my sentiments from Just Sentiments Warmth. And I used olive twist ink across the top. That's my favorite color for stamping my sentiments. Next, used the park bench from Winter in the City. It's a 2-step stamp to give you lots of detail. I used olive twist and saffron spice. And I just added my trees and my little park bench and decided I needed 1 more bare branch tree just to balance it out. It was a little heavy on the left side, so I needed something more on the right. Go. Next, I cut a on the border Splendid Snowflakes die cut out of white cardstock and just added it to my card base, which is also in white. I love white on white. And then I used pink scrunched seam binding to create a double bow. And I scooched it over to the left so that I could add my focal point. Used a little foam adhesive to give it some dimension and pop it up off the bottom of my card a little bit. And then I added some splatters using Linday's Gang Cotton Candy Pink Spray, just to kind of resemble some fun speckles and snowflakes falling. Then I die cut some glitter snowflakes and added them to my card front. And then came some sequins in a soft pink. And I just scattered them across my card. And then it was time for some Stickles glitter, just to add a little frosty, snowy feel to the tops of my buildings and my pine trees. Thanks so much for joining me. Can't wait to see you again soon.